What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is The Bare Minimum, and I'm your boy, Bryant Marcos. And on today's episode, we're going to be covering the blowout in Washington, us losing Mitchell Robinson to injury, and what to watch for tonight against the Rockets. First things first though, guys, I wanted to say thank you. Yesterday, I got an overwhelming amount of support and love from you guys that are out there on my Instagram and people that are on YouTube and Twitter even. And if you know me, you know I've been pump faking on this channel for a long time. So to put this out, and it's something that I'm passionate about, and you guys say that you guys enjoy it, it made me really happy. So I appreciate that. Now let's get into it. The New York Knicks ended up beating the Washington Wizards to the tune of 109-91. And this wasn't very surprising because we knew that Bradley Beal was going to be rested. And that's about 32 points or so that would have went missing. So what did we really have to do last night? Just play defense. But the game got so bad for the Wizards that at one point, Clyde ended up asking on the broadcast, "Where is Beal?" And we knew that Bradley Beal was going to be rested this game. It was almost as if he was calling out for Bradley Beal, like a superhero. The superhero that the Wizards needed, but definitely don't deserve. Somebody, please help out Bradley Beal. The Knicks, on the other hand, ended up having a great game, especially Julius Randle, who had a monster performance with 24 points and 18 boards. The other big news is that the competition between Elfrid Payton and Derrick Rose continued. EP ended up dropping 12 points, having 2 assists and 3 rebounds, while Derrick Rose ended up having 14 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds of his own. However, the big stat to note here is that in Derrick Rose's first game, there was a 7-minute gap between Elfrid Payton and Derrick Rose when it came to playing time. In this game, there was 3 minutes. Now, this could be because it was a blowout, but I like to think that he's catching up to you, Elfrid. But the biggest news, and quite frankly the saddest news from this game, is that we lost starting center Mitchell Robinson to a hand injury. The injury came in the third quarter on this play in particular, where he's jumping up to block this shot from Rui Hachimura. This is also disappointing because Mitch was having his best half of the season. He had 10 points and 14 rebounds. Now, the preliminary x-rays show that he has a fractured hand, and we're probably going to be without Mitch for the next couple of weeks. So what does this mean for the New York Knicks moving forward? First and foremost, this means that Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson are going to be depended on a bit more than what they were initially. Now, Mitch has done a really good job at staying out of foul trouble this year, which means obviously more playing time. And with that playing time, there's more athleticism on the court for us. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, but Bryant, Mitchell Robinson only does dunks or alley-oops. Yeah, you're right. But with that athleticism, there is a threat factor that is on the court for us. It opens it up for other people like RJ Barrett and Julius Randle to get shots off. Now, the good news is that Nerlens Noel has been playing well for us on the defensive end. He's 5th in the NBA when it comes to block shots per game. And to put that into perspective, Mitchell Robinson is 9th. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to have to expect that next man up mentality that the Yankees had a couple years ago. Now let's talk about tonight's game. The New York Knicks face off against the Houston Rockets at 8 o'clock at the Garden. Houston's coming into town losers of their last 4 games. And why is that? Because of the numbers. It's always the numbers. 111, 119, 130, and 101. Those are the amount of points that they've given up over the past 4 games. What does that mean for us? They haven't played defense. But if you're the Knicks, you can't let this distract you, because there's 2 things that you need to do to stop the Houston Rockets. One of them is momentum, and the other is guard play. When it comes to momentum, the New York Knicks have to stop the Houston Rockets when it's going into the half. In that second quarter, the Houston Rockets ranked 7th best in the NBA, nearly scoring 30 points. When it comes to guard play, Victor Oladipo, Eric Gordon, and John Wall are the names that come to mind. John Wall and Eric Gordon have been dangerous for the Rockets all season. Wall's putting up 19.1 points per game, and Eric Gordon's putting 17.5 up on the board. That brings us to our matchup to watch for this game, and it's Eric Gordon against RJ Barrett. Now, both players have had really good seasons for their teams. However, for this matchup to watch, I want to focus on their last 10 games. In this 10-game span, Eric Gordon has been averaging 20.8 points per game, 2.8 assists per game, and 2.7 rebounds, while RJ has seen a bit of a dip in his play recently. He's only averaging 14.5 points per game, 2.4 assists, and 4.6 rebounds per game. Now, why is this important? It's because we see the stark difference between a year 2 player and a veteran like Eric Gordon. Gordon's numbers have gone up because he's doing what he knows best, shooting the ball. and it's at an efficient clip, 47% from the field and 40 from behind the arc. Now Barrett's done the opposite. He's gone away from his best attribute, getting to the basket. While I love his willingness to grow his game and want to shoot from behind the arc or even the mid-range game, I do think that RJ Barrett needs to attack the basket more. A lot of people are chucking this up to his confidence, but I don't think it's that. It's a shot selection thing. Now recently, a lot of people, including myself, have been flirting with the idea that RJ Barrett's ceiling is Jimmy Butler. A player who I've mentioned before on this show is the creme de la creme, the elite at his position. Barrett is only averaging 4 free throw attempts a game, while Jimmy Butler is averaging 8.6. Now, to me, that just tells me that RJ is not getting to the basket enough. Those free throws are just that, free points. If RJ Barrett goes to the free throw line more, it's what separates him from becoming a 16-point player to averaging 20 on a consistent basis. So what's my point, Knicks Nation? My point is this, and RJ, if you're watching, attack the basket. The more that you attack the basket, the more that they're going to fear your attacking of the basket, meaning that your mid-range and three-point game will flourish even more because you're going to be more open. All in all though, I expect a very highly competitive game tonight between the Rockets and the Knicks. Tip-off should be around 8-10. That's your bare minimum for the Knicks against the Rockets. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm your boy Bryant Marcos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.